Nancy, and today I'm going to be showing you a lacing technique using some long stem roses, beautiful, as well as some salal and remora, which in their common names is lemon leaf and leather leaf. This is the vase I will be using. This is a beautiful crystal vase. You have to remember too, when you're doing roses and you're doing your lacing technique, that you have crystal clear water. You don't want a bunch of floaties in it, so you make sure that your water's clean. So the lacing technique is a technique where you give your flowers a structure so that they stay where you want them to. It's almost like a grid. So you begin by placing your lemon leaf in, and you do it. I always like to rub my stems of them to make sure that I don't get any floaties in my water. So that's just a little something that I do. And you crisscross them. You can see in the vase how I'm trying to crisscross them. So we'll put a few more lemon leaf in. And I like to say that I use a north, south, east, west technique. So you get every angle so that you get a nice grid for your flowers. So the structure is, it gives your flowers a lot of structure. So you see I'm still wiping them off and putting them in that crisscross position. I'm kind of just deciding how much I'll need, and I'm going to give them a little bit of a cut. Okay, all right, so that's my lemon leaf. Now I'm going to use the leather leaf. These are particularly dirty when they have like little hairs on them, so you definitely want to make sure you wipe them off so they don't give you floaties in your water. Okay, and going the north, south, east, west technique of crisscrossing them. And this gives a lot of texture too to your roses, a little greenery is so beautiful in there. And that is looking good. So now I have a nice structure for my roses. And I use a technique called the 7-1-4, and that's where you have 7 roses cut a little bit shorter that will be your base. So I'll start by adding those into my greenery, and I'll be turning it so you can see the placement. I'll be crisscrossing them too so that they have a nice, they get that nice structure from the lacing. All right, so there's 4. We're gonna get 7 here, kind of in the on the bottom tier of the arrangement. See how lovely that's coming together, and finding a little spot where I might have a hole. And I see one more spot in here. So that's the first 7. And you can see a nice pattern, a nice grid going. Now I'm going to use my next 4 roses. They're slightly taller, so they'll sit a little bit higher up in the arrangement. And I'm going to use my lacing to get them just where I want them. Oh, there they go. All right, so now we're at 7, 8, 9. Here's number 10, number 11. Look at that. Nice spacing. Turn it around, you can see how well they're in the vase. And then I'm going to put the crown jewel right at the top, which is my tallest. And this guy should stay exactly where I want him because of the grid of the lacing that I used. Okay, so that is basically how you do a dozen roses using a lacing technique. And I did mention that you can use this technique using any flower when you want your flowers to stay just where you want them. So this is my finished product. Isn't it lovely? Dozen roses using the lacing technique. Notice how crystal clear my water is. Taking that step to remove all those little floaties just makes the arrangement just that much more lovely. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.